The World Eaters. But GRIMDARK. I wanted to do something different today, since I already did a corn armor video tutorial, and I do want to bring something of value to this channel instead of repeating myself. I painted in a style I don't usually do, something GRIMDARK-ish. I wouldn't consider myself to be a GRIMDARKian painter, so it is not my speciality, but I managed to get around it, and here is what I've learned while doing it. The main thing we want is to have texture and be really time efficient. So we are doing lots of dry brushing and stippling in this one. Even though it calls dry brushing, we can and maybe even should use our wet palette to slightly moisten up the brush so the paint actually flows smoothly from it. We are covering the entire mini with dark purple. Once we're done, we wipe off the excess paint off the brush and go on with Gory red. We don't need to wash out the brush at this point. Always making sure we have some kind of stippling motion right from the start, as this really sells out the effect of being an old, worn down armor in the end. Using Scarlet red for creating brighter highlights on the most outer points. Painting the chains and other metallic parts with dark silver. And the trim with bronze by Pro Acryl. In my experience, this is the best looking metallic paint for the World Eaters, since it covers very well and has this brass-like look right from the start. If you know other great covering metallics, please let me know. And while you see me painting, I would like to encourage you to leave a like or a subscription, or maybe even both. And by the way, if you have any suggestions on what I could paint after these Chaos Space Marine tutorials, just leave a comment. I already wrote down what some of you had wished for and even recorded some of this. Painting the wrappings around the axe and the horns with a mix of Barbarian skin and dark rust. I went for a 70-30 mix. And now we completely ruin our paint job with Vallejo's Game Wash Black. We don't want the wash to get into the eye sockets to clog out our details, so we take our brush and wipe it out of there. Seriously, at this point I wasn't sure if this will actually look good in the end. Keep in mind to shake your paint properly before using it, as some washes tend to have a glossy effect if not used for a long time. After the wash has dried, we brighten up our marine again using a mix of Gory and Scarlet red, focusing once more on the areas that aim upwards. Giving the helmet the most attention because it is and always will be the focus point. We also can pick out some parts on the legs just to bring it all together. Maybe you have seen my word bearers tutorial. If you did, you may notice that even if I used more or less the same colors, the minis do look quite different. We use a watered down blue-green on the bolts of the trim to create an easy rust effect. Retrospectively, I could have done this before the washing phase, but it turned out nice looking in my opinion anyway. we are painting the eyes with the same color. By the way, did you know there's a subgenre called Grimpop? It's grimdark, but with popping colors. Maybe I try this one with the Death Guard. Now we are using the edge of an old brush and light bronze to brighten up the entire trim again, giving it this grimdark, worn down and scratched look. Doing the same thing with the silver parts and a brighter silver. Even though it takes a bit of courage dumping your whole mini in a wash, it can still look very nice in the end. Coming back to the eyes again with Akhelian green. We are darkening down the recesses so that the blue is even more striking in the end. And while we are waiting for this to dry, we can stipple on some signs of fighting on his eggs and other parts of our marine. Because it's a world eater, we have to do this. And giving the eyes a small dot of white. And even though I wouldn't consider this a fully grimdarkish painting style, I think it's a really fast and good looking way to kick out a whole army in no time. These eyes really do make a difference for me. I made a mistake here, but as you see, this is no problem. Just grab another brush and water to wipe it off. We just need to be quickly and wait until it's dry again. I have to say, I really do like to look at it, even if I feel more at home with the more striking and popping colors. But as I said, it's the eyes for me that make a difference. So with these final words, I'm going to wrap up this tutorial and we see each other in the next one.